Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's morning briefing.
At least 21 people, including a police officer, have been confirmed killed, 28 were hospitalized, and 19 are still considered missing following the devastating terror attack on a Nairobi, Kenya luxury hotel. Additionally, Somali-based Islamist group Al-Shabaab has since claimed responsibility for the Tuesday assault at the Dusit 2 hotel complex, and 2 suspects have also been arrested for aiding the terror group. But after the dust had settled, Al-Shabaab released yet another surprise in that they claimed the attack was in response to United States President Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. It's not yet clear how the two are at all related, however, as there isn't any clear connection between the hotel and Israel or the United States. In fact, according to Inspector General Joseph Bionet, of the 21 confirmed victims, 16, including the police officer, were Kenyan, 3 were of uncertain African nationality, and the last 2 were British and American respectively. The American citizen, Jason Spindler, was only later revealed to be Jewish by Chabad in Kenya and a survivor of the 9/11 attacks in New York by his brother. Though according to reports, he was in Nairobi with his own company to advance plans on a mini power grid project for remote locations. The attack began around 3 p.m. local time Tuesday the 15th when armed members of the terror cell threw explosives at vehicles in the parking lot outside the lobby. Then one terrorist entered the lobby and blew himself up, and reports and CCTV footage appears to also show at least 4 gunmen walking around and firing. Sporadic shooting and explosions were reported all the way to around 7 a.m. Wednesday before security forces finally ended the siege. The body of 21-year-old Israeli student Aya Massawa from the northern Israeli Arab town of Baqa al-Gharbia was found murdered and partially nude Wednesday morning outside a shopping mall in the Australian suburb of Bundoora in Melbourne. And the suspected criminal circumstances of her death are now under investigation, but what we do know already is that the young woman was a student on a year-long exchange program at La Trobe University nearby. Pedestrians discovered her body close to 7 a.m., less than 100 meters from the tram station, and according to The Guardian, Aya's uncle Rami Massawa confirmed that Aya was on a video call with her sister at the time of the attack. Apparently the phone had fallen during the assault, but the sister, quote, heard the voices over the phone, end quote. Additionally, Massawa's uncle also told ABC News that he was in shock, and that just the day before the murder, his wife had mentioned that they should visit Australia because it was very safe and very nice. Now, as for the state in which Massawa was found, despite her being partially stripped, authorities are still not confirming reports that the assault was sexual in nature. That being said, police indicated that sexual offenders are, quote, in active line of inquiry, end quote, and that pieces of evidence left by the assailant were found at the scene, including a baseball cap and a t-shirt. So police are confident that they will be able to track down the perpetrator. And meanwhile, Israeli diplomats and the Foreign Ministry's Department for Israelis Abroad are already working to bring Massawa's body home for burial. White House officials are clamoring to hush reports of allegedly leaked details in the United States' Middle East peace plan today, following Israeli Reshet 13 TV reports Wednesday night. As previously thought, Reshet claims that the supposed deal of the century will include a proposal for an independent Palestinian state in 85 to 90% of the West Bank, with a capital in East Jerusalem. But what may have come as a surprise is that the state does not include many holy sites the PA claims as Muslim. American Middle East peace envoy Jason Greenblatt responded to the Reshet report on Twitter, however, writing that it was simply not accurate. He then added that, quote, speculation about the content of the plan was not helpful, and that very few people on the planet know what's in it. Regardless, neither officials in Israel nor the PA seemed pleased. As has often been said, PA President Abbas's spokesman Nabil Abu Rudaini responded that any peace plan not based on a Palestinian state along the 1967 borders, with all of East Jerusalem as its capital, will fail. And ministers Naftali Bennett and Ayelet Shaked of the New Right Party claimed that they'd refuse to join any government coalition that would be willing to accept such a deal. Netanyahu, on the other hand, hasn't responded yet to these so-called rumors, but in the past he has indicated that he'll approach whatever deal the United States unveils with an open mind. One of the most common fears for women who suffer from breast cancer is the idea of going through the traditional mastectomy, an invasive procedure that is commonly used to remove the cancerous tumors, but also often results in the loss of breast tissue. Well, now, after more extensive clinical trials, Israeli company IceCure is averting this issue with their minimally invasive procedure based on cryoablation therapy. IceCure's treatment had amazing results in the latest clinical trials, with 146 patients across 18 United States hospitals and clinics going through the procedure, and only one of them had a case of recurrence. With this new treatment, the doctors are able to ablate or remove the breast cancer tumors by literally freezing them in a session that takes just 20 to 30 minutes. But that's not all. The procedure is not just faster, it's nearly painless. Now, the procedure for the cryoablation therapy is very simple. The doctor inserts a metal probe into the breast, which then freezes the targeted tissue, something that only leaves a tiny scar, which heals in just a few days. Also, the requirements for this new treatment are a lot simpler than the ones needed for the traditional mastectomy, making it more accessible to the patients. All the doctors need to perform the surgery are the IceCure's device, an ultrasound, and local anesthesia. This is why it can actually be done in any clean room, too, as IceCure's Vice President of Quality Assurance, Elizabeth Sadka, explained. She said that their technology allows breast cancer to be treated in a much better way that avoids a costly surgery, pain, and a lifelong scar. IceCure's CEO Eyal Shamir also told Reuters that the cost for their treatment is somewhere around $4,000, or about a third of the average cost of a mastectomy, continuing that with a portable ultrasound and their device, you could treat people literally anywhere. For now, though, IceCure's new therapy is currently only available for patients in Israel, the United States, Japan, Mexico, and select European countries.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.